Hello, I'd like to share another journal that I just finished. This one is, as usual, some of my favorite themes: birds, flowers, butterflies, lots of pretty colors, some blues, pinks, greens, just a mix of things. This journal is made from the cardboard that's about the consistency of a cereal box, so it's a medium weight, and I've covered it with different layers of paper, reinforced it on the inside, especially along the spine. On the front, I've put an eyelet on the front of that cover for a lace tied bow closure that we have here. I have this pretty bird image on the front, and it is layered over some cheesecloth, and I've sewn this beautiful lace trim where I overlaid the two papers, added just a little bit of glitter for sparkle, and this pretty flower and a piece of lace trim here. And where the binding comes along the spine, I have eyelets, and along the string of the binding, I've added some sari silk, eyelash trim, various lace trims, or one of the Tim Holtz fragments that I layered on the back with some glittery butterfly paper and added some beads to a charm. And this pretty piece of trim, this came from a necklace that I found at the secondhand store, and I just loved the colors and the wire work along the beads, so I added a piece of that for a charm. And the back is done the same way. Those pretty papers and some lace trim that was machine stitched down the side, and we'll just untie the ribbon here and take a look inside. Added this pretty paper lining. This page made a little bit of a tuck spot here, layered up some paper, and added a vintage postcard. That one says 1910. I just love the colors and the bird on that. And this pretty piece of journaling paper. Lots of space in this journal for writing, for adding your own photos and your own images, some coffee dyed paper. This is printed on brown craft paper. This was a antique button that I photographed and created a digital stamp out of it using Photoshop. And this is actually some stenciling and stamping with the bees, a pretty paper bag of the mauves and soft gray greens in that. And a couple things are tucked in here. This particular image, story behind it, a lady named Angela Anderson on YouTube teaches step-by-step painting. And she did this painting on YouTube. I followed along and did about a 12 by 12 painting myself, photographed it, printed it out on vellum, and overlaid the vellum over some book page, and machine stitched it on and used the blue thread so it would match the eggs. But I made a little bit of a journaling spot there, and this is another journaling spot with some recycled note papers, and that can go back inside that pocket. This is some pretty shelf liner paper with lace along the edge. Same thing here, machine stitching. This pretty pocket, this is a piece off of a calendar, and added some butterfly border trim. Another journaling spot, I've machine stitched in some coffee dyed papers, and that tucks right in the pocket. The back side of this page, this is a calendar that I purchased on sale after the first of the year, and it actually had pockets on the calendar pages. So I've recycled that and added, these are some moths that I photographed and overlaid them on a page of text, and did some layering here and created this tag. You can journal on the back. And this is a page from a book on butterflies and friendship. Another pretty page printed out with birds and flowers. Machine stitched a pocket here, just layered this image with book page and brown craft paper, some stamping of those pretty moths up the side. This is recycled from a greeting card, added some lace and sari silk at the top, machine stitched some coffee dye paper. And this is another journaling spot with machine stitching, printed paper on some of this counting paper. And this page, I made a little tuck spot at the top, machine stitched it, and layered up some journaling paper. And I die cut the butterfly and used some gold and kind of a bronze effect fleck in that color, and embossed that butterfly and some journaling spots. This is one of my photos. I took this picture down at Chincoteague, some of the water birds down there, some stamping for detail along the edge, machine stitched a pocket here, some pretty flowers along the edge, and in this pocket, a handmade envelope, nothing in it, you can add something to it, and this pretty paper, coffee dye paper stitched to it, and just this little recycled scraps for journaling, tucks right in there, and some lace. The story behind this print, here in the town where I live, there had been an old house that sat at the end of town, and just before they tore that house down, I got to go inside and photograph some of the vintage wallpaper. So that is actually vintage wallpaper from that home. So that's kind of special memory for me when I see that. And there as well on this page, this is a bird that summer before last spent a couple days trying to get in the front door. So I got some nice images, and I like to incorporate that image into my journals when I can. And this is an envelope that I purchased the digital downloads and some journaling spots inside that. I love these mason jars, and that is held in place by this pretty bead on an altered paper clip. This image, this is one of my photos of an abandoned house with this lovely old tree. Did some special effects in Photoshop, layered it up with some paper, and it makes a nice spot to do some journaling. Layered some cheesecloth and paper and a piece of vintage crochet on a paper clip that is a two-sided, so you'll see the butterfly on the other side. This paper was from a collage that I did. I was part of a collage group, and this was some tissue paper, book pages, some vintage handkerchief designs that had flowers on it, but I collaged this and then scanned it and printed it out. I love the paper on that. And this actually was held in place by that paper clip that I took off, and it is some writing paper. And this is the tissue paper that matches what was used in the collage. Over here I have some washi tape, layered book pages, some layers of silk flowers and some lace, and made a little bit of a tuck spot here, some recycled calendar pages with pretty flowers and some lace, machine stitching. You could journal on the back. Journaling spot, coffee dyed paper for the page. Flip this over, we have an envelope here that I've stamped on it, added some paper for collage, some punched butterflies, and open up inside, stamped on the inside, and a nice writing journaling spot there, or you can take that out and add your own image, your own photograph. A couple journaling spots here with some punched areas, flowers, a sunflower here, you could write on those. This page, this is a lot of fun. I was coffee dyeing paper and have no attention span, get really bored easily, so I'm looking for something different to do. Added some food coloring drops along the edges in my favorite color of blue, and decided that the page needed a little bit of punch, so I took some blue thread, machine stitched just wiggly little scribble design up the sides and added some punched flowers in there, and I really like that page. And here where I joined the signature in the middle with some punched butterflies. There's the effect of that stitching and the blue food coloring here. The back side of that collage. One of my photos on some lined paper. This is layered lace and a cutout butterfly with some glitter, and I love this floral print fabric. It makes a nice flip up. This is one of my butterfly pictures. The back side of that pretty vintage wallpaper, tore some book page up and added it here for some trim. And along this edge, I have machine stitched some muslin so that we have a fold out, recycled this greeting card with beautiful gold embossing on it in this hummingbird. And it's stitched in here. This is one of my own photos of a hummingbird. I've got some paper doilies, some more machine stitching around the edges. One of my photos, some stenciling here and some stamping, and another altered paper clip. Enjoy the journey, just some layering and some eyelash trim. And it is holding. This is actually an envelope that was probably 30 or 40 years old. I got a stack of these at the secondhand store, so they were actually yellowed. I just added some stamping, some book pages, fussy cut this image, punched some butterflies, added some stamping here and on the back. And you can add whatever you'd like to that. This is some old music page. Just did some fancy machine stitching for some detail here. This page is a double pocket. In the lower pocket, this tag. Life's most beautiful things are not seen with the eyes, but felt with the heart. Stamped on that. And in the upper pocket, this nice sized journaling spot with these beautiful yellow flowers and polka dot prints. The back page of the drawer liner in lavender, and the back section of the lavender and gray paper bag. I've recycled a greeting card with these pretty bird and flowers, and inside this tag it has a bird as a small tag and some stamping on this pretty paper. You can write on both sides of those. It goes right back into that pocket. And here, this is a piece of vintage greeting card, just layered up in a sticker here. Made a pocket with some epoxy covered buttons and a journaling spot here. And the back page, this is craft paper that I ran, a design that I used a software called Kaleidoscope Creator. Created this design from one of my photos and stamped that digitally and printed that out. And this page has washi tape that is machine stitched, a die cut butterfly or coffee dye paper in the back page, this beautiful pattern, and a handmade envelope I've stitched, machine stitched around the edges inside the envelope. Some more journaling space, this pretty designed paper, and stitched in some blanks paper for writing there that goes back inside, and a tag here. Fussy cut the bird and simply enjoy it all. Stamping, and you can write on the back there. And there you have it. Finally finished a journal, and I love this one as usual, my favorite colors. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.